Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Apex Racing TV for the iRacing Porsche Cup. We're at the Mount Panorama circuit in Australia. Andrew Woodhouse is alongside Ryan Walker, and we've got Conrad Venter doing the cameras around this fantastic circuit. It really historic. And Ryan, these Porsche drivers, as we can see in qualifying, it looks very, very tough out there. They're going to have a bit of a job on tonight.
Yeah, it's looking at the lap times at the moment, they're really close, and I'm looking forward to commentating on my first race for Apex TV on this historic track, which should produce great racing.
That's it. Yeah, great to have you with us, Ryan, and yeah, I'm sure we'll see a good scrap out there. We've got some fantastic drivers, we've got some world-class talent, World Championship drivers even as well, and yeah, definitely something to look forward to. Mount Panorama, then 6.21 kilometres, 23 corners, situated in New South Wales in Australia. And those who don't know, where have you been? You've been living under a rock, because Bathurst is one of those tracks which goes down in legend, like the Nürburgring, like Monaco, Monza, places like that. So very, very taxing, very, very challenging for the drivers. The very steep uphill section, and then Ryan, you get to the middle of the lap. Then it's like a roller coaster. You have to make your way, of course, back down the mountain, and that's where the fun really begins.
Yeah, the mountain section is probably one of the most difficult sections of the track to get right. But if you nail that section and you can get it right, it's just such a great feeling. And it's just, for me personally, it's one of my favourite tracks on iRacing.
Somebody who has nailed the mountain section and the rest of the lap by the looks of it is Patrick Holtzman. He's on to pole position with a 2 minutes 4 seconds .137, just ahead of Sebastian Dunkel, who's a very, very quick German driver. Jonas Nukarinen is in third, with Kevin Mostert in fourth. Derek Ottavara is fifth, with Moritz Lerner in sixth. Joni Heikkinen is seventh, and Pierre Leonardi is eighth. It's ninth for Michele Ricci. Joseph Burton Harris is in 10th. Berzikan Ozkan is in 11th, and Mikko Melkila in 12th. Sindre Etsas in 13th. Hope I got that one right. Chances are I didn't. Kim Eriksson in 14th. David Novakovsky in 15th. 16th, Robin Esterson. 17th, Daniel Cruz. Maxime Briand in 18th. August Durac in 19th. Thibaut Vernice in 20th. Norbert Leitner in 21st. Karel Schavleger in 22nd, Jonathan Boutel in 23rd, and at the back is Ayachan Guven. Okay. Some of the cars, of course, Ryan, at the very back, starting round the last corner, and it's never too easy to get a good getaway when you're in that position.
Yeah, if you're starting at the back, you're basically starting on the kind of halfway around the last corner, so it makes it difficult to get a good start. But yeah, that's one of the joys of Bathurst.
Jonathan Boutel says that last row, best spot to enjoy the block track. It could well happen. We see a lot going on when you get up to sort of turn 3 and 4 around the area of the cutting. It's very narrow there, and the cars can bounce back into the circuit, right?
Yeah, that's one of the problems with Bathurst. Is basically the track is so tight in most places, or basically all places around the track. So yeah, if you make a mistake or you spin, or you're basically, there's no time for the pack to react, and you're going to have a big accident.
Well, hopefully we don't get one. Please see we see some fantastic racing. All right then, here we go. Revs are rising in the iRacing Porsche Cup.
Green, green, green.
And the green light is on at Bathurst. Great start by Holtzman. Slightly poor getaway by Nukarinen. He's under pressure already from Mostert, but it's Holtzman leading with Sebastian Dunkel behind him. Nukarinen in third, Mostert in fourth. There's a car off in the background. I'm not sure who that is. He's come back onto the circuit. Oh, and there's a bit of an accident there. Many cars scrambling to just avoid each other. I think everyone is still on the track. Good job not to cause a big pile-up. But already, Jonas Nukarinen losing out to Mostert, although Mostert's gone wide, he's nearly at the wall. fairly clean start, Ryan. Just a bit of dicing in the back of the field.
Yeah, it seems everyone's had a good start so far. Everyone's driving sensible. Some slight contact further down the field, but apart from that, so far so good.
Oh, I think somebody hit the wall. Was possibly Moritz Lerner there. I'm actually got a little bit of damage, as some rear damage on the car in front of him. That's Pedera Gottavara. The Holtzman trying to make a break for it at the front. Two Germans then, Holtzman and Dunkel. And then the Finn Nukarinen. These two have broken away nicely. It is important though, Ryan, to keep the tyres in good shape, as it looks like Sebastian Dunkel is right with Holtzman now.
Yeah, it's especially important in this car that I found this afternoon when I done some laps, is not to push the car too hard in the early stages.
Here
Otherwise,
comes Lerner on Gottavara, sorry to interrupt, but through the chase they go, and Lerner's around.
Whoa,
and
big
he
incident!
hits Mostert, and he's on his roof sliding down the circuit. Well, that's some safety rating lost. There's dear me, big accident. That's probably the worst place on the track to have contact, Ryan, and they've really come a cropper there.
Yeah, that was absolutely crazy. It just looks like I've not seen the replay, but it sounds like the Lerner tried to go for a move through the kink or Caltex chase, and yeah, just basically poo hit the fan.
What that's done is that's given that lot a 5-second gap to Michele Ricci. Then it's Joseph Burton Harris, and then Setsas, and then look at this scrap behind. That's Ozkan and Esterson. Esterson trying to go around the outside, but there's no grip there, and he's going to lose out. He might potentially even lose out to the recovering Mostert. Doesn't quite, but he does lose a place actually to Mikko Melkila. That's the number 7 car. Over the top of the hill then, through Rock Skyline. Now down the hill, making the descent. But to be really careful here, Ryan, because one mistake, you're into the wall and you can have a hard accident.
One mistake through the mountain section, especially the twisty section, with the corners being so tight, if you make a mistake and hit the wall, then that could just causes a big concertina effect.
Quite impressed with how Michele Ricci's doing with all that damage actually, but he might be under a little bit of pressure because Burton Harris's car is clean. He's surely going to have an advantage down the straight.
Yeah, it looks like the car behind Ricci, has got a run on him. Will he go for a move? Nope, he stays behind.
Stays behind through the chase into the chicane. Then oh man, that was very close. Look at that, bouncing over the curves there. Stunt driving from Burton Harris. Here comes Setsas. He can't quite make it. Didn't even really get a chance there into Hell Corner. Sorry, Murray's Bend, sorry. This is Hell Corner coming up. Yeah, two distinct packs now. You've got 3 leaders, Holtzman, Dunkel and Nukarinen. Then you've got this gaggle between Ricci, Burton Harris, Setsas, Ozkan, Leonardi, Melkila, Esterson, Mostert, Brion. They're all together. And 2 side-by-side battles now. Melkila trying to get past Leonardi. He can't do it. Just behind him, Robin Esterson and Kevin Mostert going to battle. Mostert getting very, very sideways through turn number 2. Great seeing these drivers, very top-tier drivers, World Championship caliber, some of these. And as Ricci's nearly into the wall, Ryan, and that'll compromise him.
Yeah, it just looks like he was pushing a little bit too hard there, and it's kind of allowed the pack behind him to catch back up to him.
And that's one of the things you really can't do, is you get one of the corners wrong in the mountain section, it just puts you offline, and oh, that's very close. He takes a very, very wide line, which does give him a good exit, so it might just get him out of danger for now. Can Joseph Burton-Harris close in again? He closed in massively on the last lap down this Conrad Straight, and he's got Setsas behind him. Now here we go. Oh, inside goes Burton-Harris into the chase. Oh, very, very fast section. Reaches back up the inside. Very late on the brakes. Burton-Harris around the outside. He's also got Setsas behind him. Oh, Setsas loses out to Ozcan. So Femzikan Ozcan goes through. Ozcan can in this occasion. And he's going through. And Setsas can't, I'm afraid, because he's been passed by Leonardi. Also got, oh, it's going to be 3 wide here with Melkiller. Melkiller's going for the inside into Hell Corner. Down the inside he goes. He's out of control. He makes it stick. Oh, but he's over. Up and over into the wall. Over and out goes Melkiller. Oh, what a sequence, Ryan. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was a very, very optimistic move, and I think trying to go 3 wide into turn 1 was just too optimistic, and something had to give.
He made it work. He made it work. He just got hit though, didn't he?
Yeah, it was just. I think anyway, in my view, that was just a racing incident.
Yeah, I don't think anything major there. Look at Ricci's car now. Goodness me. I don't know how he's still going, let alone in the top 5.
Yeah.
If he makes it to the end like that, in a good position, I think he'll have done an outstanding job. Look at that thing. Not a great deal left of it. His cooling will be, well, his cooling won't be optimised. It's a rear engine car. Oh dear, there's all sorts of goings on the chat as well. People not happy. Kevin Mostert looks like he might have pushed the wall there.
Hey, I'm just looking back up at the. Sorry to interrupt, Andrew. Just looking back up at the front, and Holtzman has managed to increase the gap slightly to 0.8 of a second.
Yeah, Dunkel's got a bit of damage on the front, so I wonder if he's had a slight brush with one of the walls. Just you can see on the front left corner, just a little bit of disfiguration. And I wonder if that's hurting him in the battle with Patrick Holtzman. Jonas Nukarinen. He's a fast driver. He's sometimes been a little erratic in the past. But oh, and there we go. Right on cue. Couldn't have done that any better. Into Dunkel. And yeah, Dunkel around.
Yeah,
I would have how that occurred, right, to be honest.
Yeah, it just looked like Jonas was maybe caught out a little by by the car in front, and just nothing he could do.
One of those ones where I think a lot of us have done it, where you've been focusing on trying to see the corner or trying to battle with the car in front, and you just sort of forget where the braking marker is, and I think that was the case for him.
Yep, I would agree with that.
Right then, that means then that Patrick Holtzman really does have a good advantage now, the German, ahead of the Finn, Nukarinen. And it's Burton-Harris now who finds himself in 3rd position. Oh no, it's not, it's still Dunkel, sorry, he didn't lose that much time. So they had a big enough lead. Dunkel could still stay in front. So still P3 for him. 4th for Burton-Harris, 5th for Ricci. Somehow, Ricci's car's now actually repaired on my screen, so that's just a bit of a glitch that I had. Ozcan then is behind. Ozcan's had a very good race as well. Likewise with Burton-Harris. Burton-Harris started 10th up to 3rd. Sorry, 4th, and Ozcan from 11th to 6th, so very, very good stuff there. Thibaut Venice has also made up 9 positions. He started in 20th place, and he's now in P11. He's chasing down Robin Esterson. Ryan, when you're overtaking around this circuit, would you prefer to wait for the chicane, or would you try and get it done on the straight before the chase?
It depends, to be honest. I mean, I'm more of a courses racer, so I like to try and pass someone on a straight on a long straight, just because I think trying to pass around Bathurst, especially through a corner like the chase, is just basically it's a bit risky in my eyes, but that's maybe just a cautious racer and me thinking.
Definitely not easy to overtake around here. It's funny because you think with a track with so many long straights, it will be quite straightforward, no pun intended. But yeah, it's one of the more difficult ones, really. Kind of got to wait for most of the lap to give yourself any sort of opportunity. Holtzman is taking his opportunity with both hands. We're at nearly half distance. We will be at the very end of this lap, which is lap number 6. 12-lap race, of course, here. And Holtzman leading, Nakarinen in second, then it's Dunkel, then it's Burton Harris, then it's Ricci, Ozcan, Leonardi, Setsas, Esterson, and Venice rounds out the top 10. Who's not having the best evening is Kevin Moster. He's down 8 positions. He's now 25 seconds off the lead with the damaged car, so it's not really working out for him in this strength of field race, Ryan.
Yeah, I've been watching him at stages during the race, and it just seems to be basically having bad luck or just getting caught up with other cars. But yeah, that around the track such as Bathurst, sometimes it's bound to happen.
There's 2 men who've had a good start in terms of positions gained, and that's Karel Schaubleger in 13th place. He's starting 22nd on the grid. And Jonathan Boutel, who said he was going to have the perfect view of the track blockage, well, the track blockage didn't come, and he's now in 15th position, so he's up 8 places. So a very, very good start for the Frenchman.
Yeah, it's proof at Bathurst that you don't really have to be the quickest at times. It's basically just a case of keeping out of trouble, and if you can do that, you'll gain heaps of places.
There are a lot of benefits to that. That's true, and sort of circuit where you are really battling against the circuit, not so much always against your fellow drivers out there. It's such a tricky one. Battle between Ozcan and Leonardi's quite close together. Leonardi was only 4 tenths behind over the line, and he's going to use the slipstream of the lap traffic to try and get back up to Ozcan. But in doing here, what he's going to try and do, again, it's very, very difficult to pass into the cutting, so he probably won't even try anything into here. It's half a little look. Very close to the wall, as does Ozcan. Fantastic, Ryan, when you see guys attacking this Bathurst circuit when they've really got the car and track combination spot on. It's amazing how they get so close to the walls.
Yeah, it's absolutely. It just astounds me how these guys can go so quick and push at the same time and avoid the wall, but still get close to the wall at the same time. Me being the wump that I am, I'm terrified of pushing around this track in case I crash.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with you on that one. Did some Kia races last year, and it did help me around here. But yeah, I wasn't particularly fast. I finished one of the 2 races I did, but yeah, I'll tell you what we should do. If Conrad, I don't know whether we can do this, but I think we should have a lap on board with our leader, Patrick Holtzman, and we should see exactly how he tackles this Bathurst circuit. Right then. Into Hell Corner, turn 1. Use a lot of the curve on the exit, this Holtzman. Now it's a long, long run down up the straight towards the mountain. There is a big dip here though. I reckon about the 100-metre board. Turns it in, throws it in, hugs the inside line, then gets on the power very, very early. Can use that slight tarmac runoff area on the exit, take a little bit of curve, and now pick up braking here for the cutting. Look how close he is to the wall, really rotating that car through the corner beautifully. Now he's going to get very close to that Fujitsu sign on the outside, takes a bit of curve on the inside and the outside through Finamy Park. Little lift, not too bad. Now this is the one on the outside of here. This is where if you hit that curb wrong, it can actually break the suspension, so you really don't want to go over that too quickly. Now, let the car sort of roll down here using a little bit of brake. Keep your momentum high. Keep the car turning. Oh man, you've really got to launch the car over some of these sections because you do get some air. The Forest elbow. Hard on the power, really rotating the car out of the corner beautifully. That looks like the strength for Patrick Holtzman around here. Now the Conrod straight, where the V8 supercars can reach nearly 200 miles an hour. Not going to quite get that in the Porsche, but it's going to be around about 180 miles an hour at the end of this. Hard braking into the chicane. Don't overshoot the entry. Second part's a bit faster. You can use the curb for the final braking here for Murray's Bend. Can pick up some understeer here, but Holtzman's very, very early on the power. Completes the lap 204.581, and that is his fastest lap of the race. So he picked a very, very good lap, Ryan, to join him.
Yeah, I was watching him throughout the whole lap, and he just looked aggressive but smooth at the same time, and I couldn't spot any mistakes. But there again, from a F1 World Championship driver such as Patrick, I guess you would expect that.
Yeah, he's a very good driver. From Apex Racing UK man, of course. Oh, battle, side by side battle then, coming out of the first corner, and it's Esterson and Venice right in the slipstream. Esterson defends hard, and he comes to the outside. Oh, I thought that might have been the wrong decision. I thought he was going to leave the door open, but Thibaut Venice cannot get through. So Venice with quite a optimistic move, shall we say, in the IMSA series last night, the Silverstone, which took a couple of cars out of the reckoning. But here he's having a very, very good performance. He did a good performance last night, apart from the one incident, really. Now then, he can follow through this fast left-hander. Can, but really there's no overtaking point here. Got to hope the other car makes a mistake or maybe overshoots Forest Elbow, because Ryan, it's very, very important to get a good exit onto the Conrod Straight, because it is one of the longest that we see in the calendar. Yeah,
if Esterson can get a good run on it, a good exit on the exit of the corner rather, then yeah, he might be able to hold the car behind at bay.
Yeah, and I think you are spot on there, because he's done exactly that. There is a bit of an overspeed here, but it's not too high through the chase. He's not even going to be close enough for a lunge into the chicane, I don't think. So Esterson manages to survive that one, and we've got 3 laps to go for our leader Patrick Holtzman. Jonas Nukarinen, he's not dropping too much time here. In fact, he gained 0.2 of a second on the last lap on Holtzman, so he's not giving up on that. Sebastian Dunkel is third, but he will be very disappointed that he isn't still in that leading group. Of course, he was hit by Nukarinen, and yeah, Dunkel's going to be ruined that incident happened. As Venice now is right with Esterson, and he pull out of the slipstream. So it's the other way around, isn't it? Venice actually got through somewhere. Just as I look away from it, there's an overtaking move as Venice goes through, and this time he stays through as he holds off the challenge of Esterson. Just behind them is the number 20 car of Daniel Cruz. Now Cruz started in 17th, Ryan is up to 11th. It's quite a solid performance this, and a clean car might mean that if he gets close to these guys, he might have a speed advantage.
Yeah, I've been watching Cruz for a little while now, and he seems to be, he's been having one of those quiet races. He's been slowly getting through the pack, and yeah, he's having a good race so far, and if he can catch these guys in front, he might have a chance of a possible top 10 result.
Yep, just needs one position to make that a reality. The 20th I-rated car actually, so he's going to gain some nice I-rating here, I think. So, and probably some safety rating too. That would be a very good result for him. Where are the battles out there now? Even the battle between Ozcan and Leonardi's cooled off a little bit. Still fairly close, but not really battling it on the track. I think that might be the closest battle. Ozcan versus Leonardi. As someone locks up into the final corner. It's quite common, isn't it, Ryan, to see the Porsche locking up. It's just the way that the brake bias is. But a lot of drivers doing sort of frequent lockups without really being slowed down too much.
Yeah, from the laps that I've done in this car this afternoon, it seems to be if you lock up in this car, sometimes it doesn't seem to have an effect or any bad effects. This is basically a little lock up, so it don't really seem to harm the tyres or have an effect really.
More of a mental thing, isn't it? Really, when you lock up, I think. In this car, because you sort of think, oh, I'm braking too hard, but actually you can give it a little bit more, and it will go. It just might need to be careful not to lock the rears, really, because if you lock the rears, then you're really in trouble. We saw that in the IMSA a couple of times as well.
Yeah, I've had that this afternoon as well. But if you brake too hard or basically downshift or brake too hard with this car, it just seems to want to spin around on you.
Reaching to clip the wall again, coming over the top of the hill, but managed to survive as he just has throughout the race, hasn't he? He's survived fantastically well. Quite a few contacts with various objects. Someone who hasn't really made a great deal of contact is Patrick Holtzman, and the white flag's gone away for him. Renegotiates this chicane and Murray's Bend. So, 1 lap to go, Ryan. It's a pressure situation. He needs to just bring it home, really. I mean, he's not under any immediate pressure in terms of a rival, but it's a track where you, as we said earlier on, you just cannot afford to make any mistakes, even with a 3-second lead.
Yeah, I think Patrick, from now until the end of the last lap, it's just a case of getting it home, but you can't afford to back off too much because Eunice is still behind him, and if Patrick makes a mistake, then Eunice could be there to pick up the pieces.
And pieces, well, he wants to be in 1 by the end of this race, I think, this Holtzman, and unlike some of the cars that we've seen in recent weeks here, like some of the cars we saw earlier on as well. Rolling down the straight, that was quite interesting. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 retirements in the race. Durac, Briand, Melkiller, Heikkinen, Guven, Kotavara is out as well. Lerner, Leitner, Novakovsky and Ericsson. So only 14 still running out of the 24 that started. I think I could have gained some iRacing in this one, right?
Yeah, quite possibly. Me as well. Even though I'm a terrible driver.
Yeah, likewise. I think I would have. Oh, went into the wall. I'll tell you what.
That's what I was mentioning about. Patrick can't afford to back off that much.
Slight loss of concentration. That could have been absolutely crucial, but I think he's alright. Well, we'll find out when he gets to the chase whether he can turn it properly. I think he's okay, but wow, you don't want to be doing that on the last lap. Didn't need to be pushing out there. Hitting the wall as he did in Las Vegas, famously, but the dice were with him today. And he's the big winner at Bathurst. Patrick Holtzman takes the Porsche race here. Very, very good performance by him. Started on pole, and he takes victory. Jonas Dukrinen finishes second. He did hit Sebastian Dunkel earlier on, but Dunkel, well, he wasn't damaged too badly by it, and he still came home in 3rd place. 4th with Joseph Clayton Harris. 5th was Michele Ricci, and very, very close between Ozcan and Leonardi. Ozcan did take it. And still going here between Esterson and Cruz. Esterson gets 10th behind Setsas and Venice, and then it's Cruz in 11th. Schauvlega is going to be under some pressure from Mostert. Mostert is not going to get anything done. They went through Murray's Bend and over the line. Jonathan Boutel comes across, and he is our final runner. Right then. Well, Ryan, that concludes the iRacing Porsche Cup here at Bathurst. What are your thoughts on this race? And I'll tell you what, I'll give you a bit of a challenge for this one. Who's your driver of the day?
That was a fantastic race to commentate on. As for driver of the day, I would have to say Joseph Burton Harris.
I'd agree with that. He had very, very good pace. Holtzman obviously a good performance, but Burton Harris fought through those top guys and did it exceptionally well. Yeah, first driver of the day we've had, I think, for quite some time on Apex Racing TV. But yeah, I think that's a worthy one. Right then, everybody, thank you very much for joining us. It's been a cool race here at Bathurst in the iRacing Porsche Cup. My thanks to Ryan Walker for joining me in the commentary box for your first one, mate. Well done, good stuff.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me, and I look forward to doing future broadcasts with the Apex Racing TV guys in the future.
Very much, mate, and thanks to Conrad Venter for doing the cameras as well. Right, from all of us here, it's goodbye from Bathurst.